how do I check if my RV batteries are still good? So let's go down here to the batteries, and before you start, make sure the batteries are at a resting voltage. What that means is a battery has been disconnected from a charging source for 10 to 15 minutes, and the battery should be at its resting state. I'm going to show you 3 ways to test it, and the first one is with a multimeter. So take our multimeter, set it to volts DC. We'll take our 2 test leads, put them onto the battery. Red will be for positive and black for negative. Look at our multimeter, we're reading 10.88 volts. We should see 12 volts or higher. Anything lower than 12 volts with a lead acid battery is a bad battery or a really dead battery. Now let's go check the other battery over here. And if you're wondering how to use a multimeter, I have a video on using one of these. So again, we'll use black on negative, red on positive. Look at our meter. This one's reading 12.5 volts. So that is within a good range. If we're reading around 12.6, that is normal and that is good. Now, if these batteries are both inside of your RV and one's reading really low, the other one's reading normal, you can just replace this one that's bad. But if the batteries are both older, like these ones, they have a sticker on them. It says made in September of 2022. So right now these batteries are 2.5 years old. If you put one new battery with one old battery, that older battery is going to lag behind a little bit and drag down that new battery. So at that point, for this situation, I would replace both batteries. That way the customer wouldn't have any issues in the near future. Now, if this battery was only a few months old and went bad, at that point, it would make sense to just replace that one bad battery and keep the other one that's still good. Now let's go on to the next testing method. This will be using a digital tester. I know some people don't like these, but they are a quick little way you can get a reading off of your battery. So this will work similar to the multimeter. We'll take our 2 clips, red, which is labeled a plus for positive, put it onto your plus for positive, and put the black onto your negative. Now, if this is a threaded terminal, there'll be a little spot right down in the bottom. That'll be a thicker base. Put your clamp on that thicker base. If you put this onto the threads itself, you'll get a false reading. This one with a taller post, we can put it anywhere on this post and get the same reading. Now if we go over to our meter, we'll follow the prompts. We're testing a battery, doing a quick test. It'll ask you what the cold cranking amps are. So if you want to know what those are, if you look on top of the battery, it'll give a number. This is 1,000 cold cranking amps. Our meter is set to 1,000. We'll push OK, go through the prompts. So it tells us our voltage is 10.68. We only got 143 cold cranking amps out of this battery. At the bottom, it says replace the battery. Now we switch this over to the other battery that our meter told us was good. We'll see what we get. So in this battery, it's reading at 890 cold cranking amps. It says the battery is still in great condition. Now there's one more way we're going to test our batteries. That's going to be the old-fashioned load tester. This is personally one of my favorite testers because it's old, it's proven, and it works really well. It operates the same way as anything else. We'll have 2 clamps on it. We'll put our red onto our positive, our black onto our negative. Now if we look here in the center, it has a little gauge with a dial on it. So right now it's reading in the green range. It says our voltage is just below 11 volts. To use this, when we push the switch down here, it heats up an element inside of here and puts a load on the battery. So it should stay in the green if it's good, but it's going down to the bad and the weak range. So this battery is bad or completely discharged. Now I'll show you on the other battery the same way. We're connected. We'll test it. It's holding in the green. So that's the reason I like using this one. It works well using the threaded terminals or the post terminals. Puts a good load on the battery, and I haven't had any false readings using this one. And you can find all the products I use linked in the description of this video.